Okay, so I want to talk about some of the shortcomings of the mobile phone. The first thing is the chip size. The size of the sensor inside the phone is much smaller than it is on a DSLR or on a video camera. DSLR having the largest of all of the chips. Now, because it's smaller, it means that it cannot work very well in low light. So the first thing I'm going to do is try to avoid ever shooting in very low light conditions in a way that I would do with a DSLR. The second thing is that it tends to keep everything in focus. One of the great things about the DSLR is it creates this cinematic effect by throwing the background out of focus and making the viewer concentrate on the point of focus that the photographer chooses. Now with a mobile phone it's very hard to do that. Because of the size of the chip, it tends to get everything in focus. The optics just don't allow you to do anything else. So it's important when you're thinking about framing any subject that you're shooting that you think that whatever is behind the picture is as important as what is in front of it, because you will not be able to throw that out of focus. So if you're doing an interview, for example, you want to make sure the background is very clear or has a relevance to the subject matter that they're talking about. Next problem is that the mobile phone does not have an optical zoom. That is, the camera that is in it is normally about a reasonably wide, like a 35mm lens, something like that. But you can zoom digitally, but you're not actually getting any better quality than you would be if you were zooming in post. So I'm suggesting that for all of the scenes that you try to zoom with your legs and not with the camera. So try to think about getting closer to a subject if you want to do a close-up. Generally speaking, the mobile phone is very good at landscapes like here, trying to get the mountains in. This is a great thing for the phone to shoot. However, if you're trying to do a close-up of a person's face, a nice portrait, or if you're trying to do something like a flower or a detail, it's much harder. But don't forget those are just as important in what you're doing. And the only way you can do that is getting very close with the phone.